The Lamborghini is meant to be a block to get out the brokies, okay? It's a protection shield against the brokies who will infect you with brokey energy and brokey paradigms, okay? So you're getting around the energy of rich people. When you're around rich people, oftentimes you don't even need a special tip. You could have got a tip by reading a book. So why do you want to get around the actual rich people? Is it because you need a tip? I need the tip. You got to give me the tip. But I could have got that from YouTube, but I need a tip directly from the horse's mouth. Is that why you get around rich people, for a tip? Could be, investing tip. But what's the real reason? Relationship's good, but what else? It's the fucking energy, guys. Guys, how do you feel just being around this environment for 2 days? Okay, that is like what we're talking about here. You're getting around other people that are in a higher frequency. Look, Eddie, you came around our frequency for a year now, and then how much money did you clock?
2.8 million.
Okay, 2.8 mil, right? Why is that? Was it just because of the tips that we gave you, or was it the level of thinking and the standards that we operate at?
Yeah, it's the standards you operate at, because it does increase your paradigm where you're like thinking about like a million ideas at once, and it's just a completely different thing. You're not in scarcity or abundance, and they will bring you up to abundance to that level of thinking. Yeah, because let me put it to you this way. I used to share a crib with my old buddy, Big Mike, okay? Big Mike had a business that at that time was doing about 70 million a year in revenue. Later, I think he got up to around 300 million a year in revenue. It's called Advanced Nutrients. Actually, a weed fertilizer business, even though I don't smoke weed, but he's my friend. So Big Mike would come up to me and he'd go, hey man, I'm gonna put some, we shared a big mansion. We shared a 50-50, this huge mansion. So he was like, hey Owen, I'm gonna go put on Christmas tree lights. I said, cool, he's like, yeah, it's like 50K. Now, if you're around $50,000 Christmas tree lights, I actually posted this, by the way. If you guys ever saw, there was an old Mastermind Edition promo I did with a bunch of Christmas tree lights out. That was 50 grand in Christmas tree lights. That was at my old crib. Okay, there's like Rolls Royce in the driveway and stuff. So that's, that crib with the $50,000 Christmas tree lights, if my brain says, Owen, it costs $50,000 to get fucking Christmas tree lights, then what does that do to the way that I think about money?
Raises the standard.
Guys, I'm seeing a lot of spaced out looks in this room right now. You want to know what the spaced out look tells me? You have a success barrier. I'm not a boring speaker by any means, right? Am I a boring speaker? No. Okay, so it's not a me issue, it's a you issue, okay? I hate to call that out because it makes it sound like I'm insecure, like trying to cover for my boringness. I don't think I'm boring. Okay, I'm one of the most veteran public speakers ever. So if you're spacing out, why are you spacing out? Why are you spacing out? Why are you spacing out? Why are you spacing out?
Not focused.
It's not because you're not focused.
Trying to grasp the concept of $50,000.
A little bit, yeah, but it's not that. It's that your brain is protecting you from getting rich. Your brain is going, wait, alert, Will Robinson, alert. This information could make me rich. I can't listen to it because I could raise in status, and if I raise in status, I might get killed. In nature, if we raise in status without knowing for sure that it's okay, other men come kill us. What was human history for most of human history? A bunch of war and people killing each other to take each other's resources. So if you gathered a bunch of resources, what would that trigger? So I just wanted to jump in the video to let you know that I'm actually out here today on the beach, practicing what I preach, doing all the things that I tell you to do in these videos. I don't just do seminar videos where I tell you that you should work on your social skills. I go out and I meet and talk to people all the time. Now, as I'm out here doing this, here's what's funny. I've got students that are out here with me watching exactly what it is that I do, and they're kind of blown away by it. But then what I'm doing that I think is blowing them away even more is I'm showing them exactly how to do it so they can get the exact same result. Now imagine for everybody that's out here, for the rest of their lives, if they want to make a business connection, they want to network, they want to make friends, they want to work on making a genuine connection with someone very, very special, they know exactly what to do forever and ever because we came out here and did this work. Well, here's the thing. This work is not for everybody. You've got to be a very, very special kind of person to have what it takes to come out here and do this. You've got to be an action taker. You've got to be somebody who understands the value of knowing how to meet people anytime, anywhere, and realizing that your net worth is your network, okay? When you know everybody, what winds up happening? You make more cash, you're happier, and you wind up raising the vibe for everybody. It's an incredible skill. Well, what I've done is a lot of people have asked me about these trainings, and so I created a brand new website. It's actually brand new, with a very, very deep video that's really shocking. It's a shocking video. It's kind of an intense video where I go very, very deep on what it is that this looks like. Like, imagine meeting up with me personally and going out and doing this. It's a shocking, crazy experience. And on the website, in the video, I show exactly what it is that you can expect. It's really crazy. So if you want to see this, click the link below. And if you think that you're somebody that has what it takes, because this is not for everybody, and you've got to actually add value to the group, okay? In a situation like this, you can't be a leech. You've got to be someone who's bringing energy and is serious about results. If you think that that's you, fill out the form right on the website, and what I'll do is come and meet up with you in person, and we're going to learn this together. But again, that's only if you're the right fit. If you think that that's you, you click the link below, and we'll be sitting out here together doing this and change your life. Anyway, click the link, and back to the video. If you gathered a bunch of resources 500 years ago, what did that trigger usually?
Someone coming to kill you.
Yeah, people literally come right away, raid you, and kill you. That's why all those like Game of Thrones looking type old shows show everybody killing each other. So your brain was like, we can't get rich unless we know for sure that we have backup, okay? This is also why, by the way, side quest here, if you go out to a bar or club and you go try to talk to a girl, you will clam up. Your brain literally, pay attention. Your brain literally will not allow you to have anything to say, or to project your voice, or to be funny, or to be charismatic. Because your brain is afraid that if you did that, you'd start having sex. And back in the day, if you started having sex in a tribe where your status wasn't guaranteed, what would happen back in the day?
Kill you.
You'd literally get killed. So your brain protects you from having status by making you not have charisma unless you know that you won't get killed. If you think you're intimidated by women, it's not what you think. Go around a bar, a party, bar, daytime gathering, whatever, talk to every single man there and befriend every man who's there. And you know what you're gonna notice in your brain? It pops, and all of a sudden, you can talk to women easily. Just because you talk to the men. That's profound. What I just told you is $1 million insight. Took me a decade to understand. A decade of going out to understand. Yep.
What about learning how to fight?
I think that that's a very good thing, but also even more potent is that all the men in the environment gave you rapport. That is why if you are in a public speaking environment or if you're a stand-up comedian, you walk the crowd right away. If you walk the crowd, your brain says, oh, look, I went near them and they didn't do anything. We can let this guy have charisma. This is really important, okay? This is also why if you're in a venue out for the night, go talk to everyone in the venue for about 30 seconds each, and then your brain unlocks. And nothing in you, as far as becoming more confident, will remove some degree of need to do that. Because unless you are a psychopath who has dysfunctioning impulse control in your brain, like if you're a psycho and your impulse control doesn't work, then you don't need to do that. But if you have survival instincts, which is don't go talking to a woman unless I know that the men are on my team, don't go make money unless I know that the men are on my team, your brain will block, follow this after me, say the word block out perception, block out high paradigms, block out anything that would increase my status, warps my perception, neuters my discernment. I will zone out whenever I hear anything that helps me. Yeah, you'll tangibly see it. Look, as a speaker, as I enter into the best information, I will see the audience zone out. A great personal growth teacher can actually raise the vibe in the room to where the person is even capable of hearing it. In spiritual growth, they call that having the eyes to see. Say, having the eyes to see. Having the ears to hear. When the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. Yeah, until then, they can't hear it. If you try to teach personal growth to your aunt, like your dumbass aunt, she'll just start crying. You try to teach it to your dad, he'll just pound another beer. He can't hear it because he's locked in, okay? His mind's calcified, ossified, locked in, and rigid, uncoachable, fixed mindset, and lost. Okay? Irredeemable, irrecoverable, and lost. You guys in here at an event like this are somewhere in purgatory, and I'm trying to pull you out. Okay, so basically your brain will block out any high paradigm, okay? So then what happens is that when you get, like, for example, LA has a bunch of like Resident Evil type poverty, really bad. And then it also has these beautiful high level areas. What do you think is the main thing that keeps the poor Resident Evil people away from these like isolated, beautiful areas?
Success.
Money.
The energy. The reality is, if you look at, say, Sunset Plaza, although they've been losing some restaurants lately, but for many, many decades, Sunset Plaza was like a really good place to just go eat. You could eat on Sunset Plaza around a bunch of other rich people for about $35. Okay? You could eat there for about 35 bucks. But you never see regular people eating there almost ever. And the reason why that is because the energy scares off regular people. So only like other successful people usually want to go there because the energy scares them off. People are tangibly uncomfortable in those environments if they're not in that paradigm. So good energy actually wards them off, okay? By the way, part of why I always attempt to be super positive in my videos is I don't want negative students. Have you guys ever seen teachers that court negative students? This is really powerful stuff. Have you guys ever seen teachers that talk shit on other teachers?
Yes.
Have you guys ever seen teachers that actively insult other teachers? Yes. What kind of clients are you likely to attract if you communicate like that?
Negative clients. Complainers.
They're gonna get complainers, refunders, et cetera, okay? So you actively wanna have this wall of positivity and a high paradigm to get around other people like that. So what rich people do is in many cases they start with some kind of like a cash flow business, get them a bit of money, and then they pay to join different mastermind groups. Now, once they've joined different mastermind groups, they get really amazing tips, they get information, it sinks in deeper, but they're raising their standards. You will become exactly like the people that you're around. I remember when I hiked Nepali Coast, the Kalalau Trail, if you ever looked that up, one of the hardest trails to hike in the country. Very dangerous too. And I remember I hiked that, and the first time I did it mostly alone, I just did it with my girlfriend and like one other buddy, and it was hell. Later, I brought a bunch of my friends that are athletic, and I did it, and I remember that it was very easy to hike it. Any of you guys that came out with me last night notice that because we went out in the group energy made it very easy to go socialize.
Hell yes.
Wild, huh? Isn't it funny how in a group, it's so easy to do it, right? That's the power of the energy of the group. So for me as a teacher, here's kind of how it works of being like a guru. I have to be anchored to a high level of energy. I have to be anchored to it, to where nobody can very easily get me out of it. Doesn't mean I'm invincible, but it's damn hard. Then what happens is I have to have energy pouring out of me and pull you guys up. So if a student gets negative, which every single student there will because they're new, I have to be so powerful in my frame that I pull them up to where I'm at and put them in a higher vibration that they will resist. That is why when I do a 4-day training, people on the last day are in tears, they're crying, they're happy, they're in disbelief. Yes, I taught the best information maybe ever, but it wasn't actually the information. Yeah, did I teach the best information probably ever? Yeah. Am I not probably, but factually the most experienced teacher in this area ever? Yeah. Am I probably the most experienced teacher in this area that will probably ever live, even in the future? Probably. That's not even what matters. What matters is the energy in that room. It's the energy that unlocks your own ability to anchor yourself so that you're not dependent on me. So what you're basically doing, guys, is you've got to get around better people, okay? Your stupid ass uncle, your stupid ass aunt, your dumb ass friends, your knucklehead friends are reinforcing you, and say this word, co-enablers. They are co-enablers. What that means, okay, so for example, with drug addicts, say all your friends smoke weed, how do you guys bond with each other? Smoking weed, right? If all your friends are victims, how does everybody bond with each other? If all your friends complain, how do you connect and relate and bond? So then what happens when you stop smoking weed, stop being a victim, and stop complaining? What happens to your peer group?
You don't relate with them.
Yeah, you don't relate with them, but what do they do to you?
Suck you down.
They ostracize you. They kick you out. They kick you out of the group. So that's why Dan Kennedy, one of the great marketing geniuses of this era, says the hardest part about getting rich is losing your friends. It's the hardest part of getting rich. You're gonna lose all your friends. Your parents are gonna hate you, your friends are gonna hate you, and they're gonna hate you for about 5 to 10 years. And about 5 to 10 years later, they know they will finally accept that you're gone. And then now they'll just look at you on the internet or something and go, damn, like I was friends with that person? I want to befriend them again, and they actually come back. And you know what they say when you come back? Had your back the whole time, buddy. Well, I'm one of your original supporters. And they believe it too. They believe it.
I was rooting for you.
I was rooting for you the whole time. But you can't even be mad because it's human, okay? It's very human, so you can't be mad at it, right? I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. Like Jesus said, don't judge the chip in your brother's eye when you have a plank in your own eye, okay? So you've got your friends, they bond by they're addicted on low vibration energy, they're addicted on pain body. So Eckhart Tolle would call it the pain body. Look that up. It's basically addiction on negative energy as fuel, complaining, victimhood. And here's the main thing, okay? Say these most blessed words. These are literally maybe the most spiritual words you could ever utter. Deeply spiritual words. Just say these two words. What else?
What else?
Okay, so say it again. What else?
What else?
Okay, so what else means, and why are these the most deeply spiritual words? When you're complaining, it's a double attack. The first attack is on your psychology. But the second attack is on this word, repeat this after me, opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost.
Okay, so every minute, look at me, every minute that somebody would spend complaining is a minute that they could have been making money. Okay? So it's almost like you have heaven and hell. You have heaven on earth and you have hell on earth. Every minute that you're a victim, every minute that you're thinking about the past that you can't control, every minute that you're looking at some bullshit, every minute that you're high on weed, every minute that you're looking at brain rot is another minute that would have compounded. Now, guys, I want to put in context here. At the highest of levels, you are auditing your time to the point that you're not driving your own car because you could be doing stuff in the back, making phone calls, shooting video content, planning things, brainstorming. You could be in the backseat getting driven around. At the highest of levels, you don't even drive. At the highest of levels, you don't clean your room. At the highest of levels, you don't clean your dishes. At the highest of levels, there could be a job that makes your business 10 million and you outsource it. You don't do it. At the highest of levels, every single thing that you can't pay somebody else to do, you've removed all of it. You've removed friction. Do you have a chiropractor that you like to go to? Any of you guys use chiropractor? Yeah. You have a chiropractor that comes to your home so that you don't lose time. Do you make the phone call to hire that chiropractor?
Nope.
Your secretary makes the call to hire that chiropractor. Okay? Okay, you may go out to eat because you enjoy the vibe, but you probably have a home chef. Do you drive to the gym? Or do you have a beautiful home gym? What is it, if you're rich, what does it cost you to drive to a gym? What does it cost you to swipe your membership? What does it cost you to wait for the bench press while somebody else is doing it? You're losing millions. Millions lost. Millions gone. Millions, literally millions of dollars, just gone. So you're at a point when you're successful that you are even, like, if you go to, for example, to buy a jacket, just to go shopping costs you $30,000. Just the time you spend shopping. So if you're good at shop, damn it, you're probably gonna buy the jacket that costs 10 grand. The Tom Ford jacket. You know, that beautiful Hermes jacket or whatever, right? Because your time is worth so much, right? By the way, that's why you always wanna have a high ticket offer, okay? There was at least one guy in this room yesterday worth $500 million. True. Anyone know who it is? It was the shyest guy here. You remember I told you yesterday that when you make money, it turns you introverted and makes you bad at socializing? Remember I told you that? The richest guy in the room, worth $500 million, is the guy who actually sucks the most with girls. And yet, oh, you're gonna get a Bugatti and then get good with girls. He's completely introverted. So it's my job to have an amazing, super sick fucking offer ready for him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody worth $500 million comes to your room, have something fucking ready. And here's the funny meme with that, okay? The funny meme is $50 client versus $50,000 client. $50 client, I sent you the 50 bucks. My life better be about to change, but your life is definitely about to change. That guy that gave you 50 bucks is gonna make you work 100 hours. After he makes you work 100 hours while complaining, he's gonna refund you. And after he refunds you, he's gonna make a blog bad about you. And he's gonna believe all of it. All of it will be justified. All of it will be justified. Why is that? Well, how do him and his, why is he broke? He's broke because he smokes weed and sits there being a victim and complaining with his friends. Got it? Follow this. Why is he broke, guys? What are the 3 reasons? Weed is the main reason people are broke.
Shit talking.
Yeah, second one is complaining, gossiping, being a victim. So that guy who could only afford $50, what's going to happen when he deals with you?
Same thing.
He's going to drag you into his world like a skeletonized hand coming out of the gate of Hades and grabbing your ankle and pulling you down. Okay? So you've got to understand that if you're getting successful, you literally have to be aware that every single person that is infected is likely to infect you. And you have to cordon yourself off from people in that mode and allow them to go through their process of their own spiritual evolution until they are ready. What do we say about a drug addict? Can you help a drug addict?
Nope.
They have to do what before you can help them? They have to hit rock bottom. They have to hit rock bottom until they until they pay their karma. Say it. Until they pay their karma, they hit rock bottom, the karma's paid, and they go, enough. Is there any of you in this room who's been in pain for so long? It doesn't mean excruciating pain, but frustration surrounding not being where you want to be, that you feel that you're done being frustrated. Put your hands up if that's you. That's why you're in this room. If you guys try to get your friends to come in this room, I bet you it's pretty hard, right? Yep. Because they're not done suffering yet. You are maybe considering being done suffering, so now you're in this room. This is a very weird room to be in. There's no Transformer movie, graphics going off. There's not a big titty girl bobbing a guy's dick. You know, it's not Kim Kardashian giving you brain rot. This is deep, long form information. And you're choosing to see it live and to come here. That's a very different demographic of person than 99% of society that you couldn't pay to sit here. You couldn't pay them $1,000 to sit in this room because they're not ready to be done suffering. In fact, if they meet me, it's almost like Dracula with a cross, like the parasitic consciousness of their brain is scared by this information. So what happens is the $50 client, I better be about to change, and you definitely better be about to change. The $50,000 client says, wire you the money. If I learn one thing, it was a great program. The guys that pay you $1 million to help them, if you gave them one tip, we'll thank you. By the way, the biggest problem with very wealthy clients is they always skip the training. My wealthiest clients skip often 2/3 of their training. And I'm hammering them on the phone to get on the training. And they go, you know what? Just that one, say we had 4 trainings for that month, and they attend only 1. They go, just that 1 week was worth the whole year. Like it was worth the whole thing, just that 1 week. You know what you told me? You told me this thing. I never would have thought of that. It was worth it. But you know what's funny? It actually was. If you had only paid a penny, if you'd paid me 1 penny, would you attend every single training religiously?
Nope.
And if I gave you 1 good tip and you'd pay me a penny, would you be happy? If you paid only a penny to be at an event from me, only a penny, but you had access to it every week for a year, but you only came 1 time, but you paid 1 penny, and I gave you a good tip, would you be happy?
Me personally, I would be happy.
Yeah, I would too. What if $1 million for that person is maybe not quite, but kind of like a penny? You see what I'm saying? So what do you learn in information marketing?
Value of money is different to everybody.
Value of money is different to everybody. Here's another thing too. The really, really great internet marketers, guys like Garrett J. White that create Wake Up Warrior, tailor their content for rich people, specifically. Garrett J. White does Wake Up Warrior. He says, to do business with me, you have to be a Christian, you have to be married, and you have to be an entrepreneur. What do you think is the average income level of a married Christian entrepreneur?
$500K.
At least $500K. So now what he's done is he's zoned in on those clients that can pay him a $20K a month retainer, which means that if he does an event like this, his average sale would be about $250,000 over the year. Now what Garrett does is even more genius, because what he says is, I'm going to teach you how to respect your wife. I'm going to teach you to respect your wife, and I'm going to teach you to take your wife on a fucking date, you motherfucker. You're going to take her on an amazing date. You know what your problem is? You got married, you don't dress fuckable, you got out of shape. She doesn't want to fuck you because you don't dress well, you got out of shape, you don't take her on a date. Well, who does that Christian entrepreneur have to go to get permission for the $250,000?
His wife.
What's his biggest objection? He wants to work with Garrett, What's the biggest objection?
Gotta talk to my wife.
Got to talk to his wife. So what is he? So what's the dirt that the wife's gonna get? I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna start respecting you. I'm gonna look fuckable, and I'm gonna take you on dates. As a woman, if your man was gonna go to a seminar like that, would you be okay with that? Would that be fun? I mean, are we missing anything? Anything else you'd like him to have? Give it. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you to give your wife flowers. You know what I'm saying, right? You're like, go for it. Get in there, right? Look, imagine you guys, your wife wanted to take a seminar and it was like, you're gonna learn how to cook for your man. You're gonna learn how to suck that dick. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? You're like, okay, you can sign up, right? So what happens is he actually tailors his offer. He puts out vibes to get a specific kind of audience who in effect are going to be his ideal clients, okay? So he is screening actively for the kind of clients that he wants to get. Those clients are probably never gonna refund him, very rarely, if ever. And those clients are gonna be grateful, and those clients are gonna purchase more tradings. Why is that? Why are those clients gonna be grateful? This is the key to the whole damn thing.
They have abundance mindset.
They have an abundance mindset, but what else do they have? They're bought in, but what else do they have?
Happy wife.
Happy wife, what else? But guys, you're not seeing it. What is, in some ways, the number one spiritual, aside from being present in the moment, what is the number one spiritual principle? Starts with a G.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, right? People that have gratitude are shifting out of complaining, shifting out of scarcity, and shifting out of smoking weed, right? Why does somebody smoke weed? It's literally a lack of gratitude. Drugs are literally a sign of a lack of gratitude. Like, you're literally in it. Why do you need a psychedelic? Look out the window. Look out the window. What is out here?
Beauty.
What is that ship there? Is that a ship? What's that giant thing poking out the top? Is that the Midway? The fucking Midway is right there. Come on, man, let me get a camera shot. The Midway. Have you seen the movie Midway? Have you studied World War II? The fucking reason that we're here is right there. We wouldn't be here. We would have lost to Japan if it wasn't for that fucking thing right there. We'd be speaking Japanese or German. It's right there. It's fucking there. It's fucking right there. Yo! What the fuck, dude? What the fucking fuck? It's right fucking there. Okay? Do you guys know the Midway? The fucking Midway? Watch the movie. Watch the fucking movie. Watch the goddamn movie, okay? It's right there. But if someone's in low gratitude, can they see that? Can they get value from that? What do they say if they go to see the Midway? How do they describe it? I mean, it was okay. Yeah, I mean, the fact I can even walk down the street not speaking German or Japanese from World War II, you know, I guess that's cool. But you know what annoys me? This and this and this and this. You see what's happening, right? If Garrett is getting students that are rich, okay, slightly deeper. If you're rich, you'll be happy and therefore have gratitude, right? Right? If you're rich, being rich will cause you to be happy, which will cause you to have gratitude, right? Wrong! Having gratitude causes you to be rich. Then when you're rich, it's easier to have gratitude, which makes an upward spiral. Got it? So in effect, what you're doing is you're getting out of complaining, out of scarcity, out of negativity, out of weed, because what weed does, or psychedelics, is they help you to have gratitude. You're like, wow, look at the tree. I'd never seen the beauty of a tree before I did mushrooms. I get it, but you can see a tree without mushrooms. Okay? So it's an entrainment of the mind. I guess the cool thing about it is it would give you a context for having gratitude, so you would have had an episode where you felt that. But if you didn't learn to do it sober, you didn't integrate it. You had to integrate that. I don't do any psychedelic, but if you're gonna do it, you have to integrate the lesson. You can't just keep taking the psychedelic. Like, well, if I just take more mushrooms and microdose, then I'll have gratitude. Okay? Then I can learn to think laterally and outside the box and be creative. Okay? You've got to internalize it, otherwise you're dependent. And your psyche gets ground down because of all the substance. So What you have there is the midway, right? Gratitude. Now, okay, so your capacity to have a sense of wonder for that is your capacity to be a millionaire. That's how you think of it. So basically what you do is that thing that I'm talking about is a frequency. Say the word of frequency.
A frequency.
Okay, so what you do is you raise your frequency, but how do you do it, right? What if your life is shit, okay? What if your fucking life is shit and you have nothing to feel grateful for objectively? Your life is shit and damn it, you want to complain.
You can still be grateful.
You can still be grateful that you're breathing. And by the way, who is it more important for to maintain gratitude and abundance? A broke person or a rich person? It's actually more important for a fucking broke person. If a rich guy has $100 million and he loses gratitude and he becomes negative and he goes into a low frequency, yeah, he might blow the money, whatever, but he has buffer. A poor person has no buffer. If I ever go broke, I become fucking Eckhart Tolle. If I'm fucked, I become Eckhart Tolle. I become enlightened if I go broke. Why is that? Because it's do or die, baby. You go broke, you may never bounce back. Do you guys understand that? Yo, do you guys get that?
Yeah.
Do you guys understand that if you go down, that most people never bounce back? You do know that, right? Like most people lose their business, they don't come back. Most people never bounce back. You have a girl leave you, you have a divorce, you may never bounce back. Being defeated by something is very common. You can absolutely be defeated permanently and never come back. There's a very real risk of that. Many of your guys' fathers are like that. They got beaten down by your bitchy ass mom and they never bounce back. A divorce, I know guys that have had divorce, they never bounce back from that. They're ruined for life, permanently ruined. So if you go down, if you get taken down hard, what's the most important thing you have to do? Gratitude, high vibe, abundance, belief, presence. But where is most of society collectively at? They're in a fucking trance, okay? They're in a fucking terror trance, a negativity trance, scarcity trance. So when you're new, that's who you're around. Say the word, the law of infection.
The law of infection.
Okay, so let's look up Robert Greene for a sec, and let's look up the law of infection. So watch this, okay? Who here has ChatGPT audio? Pull it out right now, quickly. Okay, pull it out. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT a question, okay? Robert Greene, author of 48 Laws of Power, has the law of infection. Beware of the unlucky and the unfortunate, they will infect you. Please explain that in depth.
That law is basically a warning about how people's emotional states and behaviors can affect you. Green's point is that consistently negative or unlucky people can drag you into their patterns. So the idea is to be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because their habits or outlook could impact your own trajectory.
Explain how negative people infect each other in detail.
When Green talks about infection, he means that negativity is contagious. People tend to mirror those around them. If someone is always complaining, fearful, or expecting failure, it can influence your mindset. You might adopt their worries, see fewer possibilities, or feel emotionally drained. Over time, this can shape your decisions or limit your confidence. So the infection is emotional and behavioral, not literal.
In general, not just from Robert Greene, why is it that it's important to be around happy people and to avoid negative, poor people?
It comes down to how we humans are wired. Emotions are contagious. Just like negativity can drag you down, being around positive, solution-focused people can lift you up. They model resilience, optimism, and creativity. That doesn't mean ignoring reality, but it does mean your mindset gets shaped by possibility rather than limits. So surrounding yourself with people who see opportunities and handle challenges with grace helps you do the same.
Nice. That was pretty basic. Thank you. It's enough. That's pretty basic. But anyway, look, you've got to have it to where literally you are completely aware of who you're around, okay? So for example, let's say you had a breakup. If your friend is a complete abundance with women, for your girl it's with guys, how do you think that will impact your psychology if you have a breakup and you talk to them about it? How? How?
Say, don't worry about it. Let's go get 4 more.
Yes, good. If you're around somebody who is wealthy and then you're struggling financially or go broke, how are they going to impact you?
Let's go make money.
What else?
Give you ideas.
Yes, but also, guys, their fearlessness and groundedness will anchor you to being fearless and grounded. Their positivity and abundance and creativity will ground you to that as well. So here's what happens. Ideally, what you do is you have to somehow, from a state of being broke and surrounded by brokies and fucking infected by them, and you probably co-infecting them and actually infecting them too. So you're infected by them and you're also infecting them. You are the receiver, but also the broadcaster. You now have to read some stupid ass book like The Secret. Now, by the way, do you want to know why books like The Secret blow up? Because they're dumb. So you have to give some dumb shit like you're going to manifest a parking spot so that the dumb brokey can realize it, because if you gave the real information, they could not physically see it in their ability to absorb it, okay? So you have to give this weird, neutered mainstream version that's very simplistic and so simplified it wouldn't actually work, to then get the mainstream to see it, realize that that's a thing, try it, have it fail, but kind of like the general concept of it for them to seek out the real thing. You ever read The Game by Neil Strauss? Yeah. You know that's bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But because it's bullshit, it's like you got a peacock and nag or whatever, right? Then a dumbass can read it, AKA the mass population, who I love and I want to wake up. They can read it. They go, oh, I should do peacocking at a nag, which of course, like the actual ideology behind communication, social skills, attraction is a super deep, super nuanced, super potent philosophy that has so much beauty and research and effort and passion and iteration put into it that if you actually put that out as a mainstream book, would that ever sell? No. No. If you had a deeply nuanced, potent, transformative book about attraction, and you put that out, and you put out the real version of how it actually works. Say I put out Blueprint Decoded as a book. Would that sell as much as The Game? No. Of course it won't, okay? Because it does not connect to the paradigms of the masses. However, out of the people who read that, which was a New York Times #1 best-selling book that I was featured in as a bad guy, that's pretty weird in my early 20s, that book, in effect, was the #1 selling book on Amazon. Did that lead millions of people to dive a bit deeper? Yes. So understand that the level of psychology that you're at, if I ever look annoyed when I'm teaching you, it's because I have so much to teach you that I can't physically teach you. I try. I literally try so hard, okay? I try so fucking hard, but you're limited. And then here's what you get. The dumbass goes, oh, I'm ready. I go, okay. And then I lay it out. And then they zone out and they don't give a fuck, okay? And then the really potent stuff can also cause even more controversy. And then they're like, I want to see the controversial stuff. And you go, okay, I'll tell you, but they won't actually stick up for your right to communicate freely. So they just want you to tell them so they can watch you go down to entertain themselves. You ever heard the T.I. song, My Life, Your Entertainment, you watch it while I live it, okay? Like T.I.'s like going to jail, he's getting his life ruined. And everyone's like, oh, that's entertaining. They don't stick up for him. So the same masses who claim that they want to ascend, that they want the real sauce, won't stick up collectively for the right for people to share the sauce. Now, why does giving the sauce cause problems? Because there's something inherent in human nature that when they see the regular brokies ascending, they get angry because it does not maintain hierarchy. Got it? So is it okay that Leo DiCaprio or Derek Jeter has the wildest dating life ever? Is that okay? Look up right now on your phone. Here, who here has the funny, ironic sounding male version of ChatGPT? Put your hand up if you have that. Put your hand up if you have it. Nobody has the male. Can somebody load that up? Load it up. Okay, you want to make millions. I'm asking you for ChatGPT, but you can't get that. You're not going to ever be rich. If that was me in the audience, I'd be the first one. I'd be like, boom, got it. Boom, done. That'd be me. That's why I'm loaded, because I take massive action. If my teacher, if that card totally told me who's got ChatGPT in their phone, I would have that in seconds, okay? I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm being honest with you. I'd have that shit in seconds. By the way, this is why I'm rich. You want to know the first thing that I would do if I was in this room, if I were you guys? I'm not trying to manipulate you, by the way. Dumbass retards will think I'm trying to manipulate you. The first thing I'd do is I'd walk up to the teacher and I'd say, thank you for everything. But I wouldn't take too long because I know they're busy. Then I'd say, if there's anything that you need in this room, you tell me. If you want me to order pizza for the room, you fucking tell me. If you want to drive anywhere, you tell me. If you want to crash in my crib, You tell me what I can do. Then what I'd do is I'd probably pay for whatever low ticket trading I could afford, and I'd befriend the motherfucker. And you wanna know how I'd befriend him? I'd go in there and I wouldn't even ask any questions, and I'd just start helping him to teach. I would do all that, and then I'd become his friend. That's how I made all my high level friends, okay? When I met Michael Sartain, Michael wasn't famous yet. What do you think Michael did for me? How did Michael Sartain become my friend? Was it like, hey man, I need a tip. Come on man, give me a tip man. Come on, let's see you perform, monkey. How did Michael become friends with me before he was famous? Michael brought me to SW Steakhouse. He paid for it, and he introduced me to a ton of women. Okay? So that's how you do it, okay? So always be thinking, how can I add? That's how you stand out. You guys should be thinking how to make my friendship. If you're here, I'm not saying every human should, but if you're in this room and you care enough to learn, why aren't you friends with me yet? Why aren't you friends with Michael Sartain yet? Why aren't you friends with Marcel yet? Why don't you have our personal phone numbers yet? Why are we not planning a road trip together yet? How come that hasn't happened yet? Because it's not your reality that could happen. I go to a seminar, I'm befriending all those guys, okay? I want their contacts, I want their energy, I want what they know, I'm befriending all of them, but I'm not annoying them with some dumb bullshit. I'm actually thinking about what they want. And I'm actively curating things that they may want to get invited to. And I know I'm probably not going to get a yes on the first invite. And I'm not annoying them with like long text paragraphs. I'm just shooting out invites. Now listen to this, okay? Give me the list of the women that Derek Jeter has
That was a pretty intense bit of advice on relationship building. The speaker's clearly passionate about adding value to others. The core message is genuine. Offering support without expectation is a great way to form meaningful connections. Of course, you can do that in your own style. No need to be as intense as the speaker.
Yeah, how many fucking connections do you have, motherfucker? Anyway, just kidding. Okay, so he's like, I will kill you later. So what is the list of women that Derek Jeter may have dated?
Do deep research.
I can't give you a definitive list of people someone dated. That's private and often full of
All right,
rumors.
can you use the rumors and innuendo that you've seen from media on who Derek Jeter may have possibly dated hypothetically?
I'll tread lightly here. The media's always had a field day with him. There's been buzz around names like Mariah Carey, Jessica Biel, Minka Kelly, and even a few other celebs.
There's like 10 more. Keep going.
I get it, but I'm going to keep it respectful. We can chat about his legend.
You know what? Derek Jeter didn't keep it respectful with those girls. We're gonna change this up because we're gonna do the last one. Look, we're gonna use grok. Hold on. Give me a list of all the girls that Derek Jeter has hypothetically dated throughout the years.
All right, digging into Jeter's rumored romance list should be fun. Mariah Carey, Lara Dutta, Joy Enriquez, Jordana Brewster, Vanessa Lachey, Adriana Lima, Jessica Alba, Vita Guerra, Tyra Banks, Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Biel, Minka Kelly, Hannah Davis.
Okay, so guys, if Derek Jeter has a dating list that is insane, and then Leo DiCaprio has a dating list that's insane, why is that completely okay? Why is everybody okay with that?
Because they're alpha males, and there's an instinctive thing.
Because it's okay, right? It's okay. What would happen if you deliberately wanted to improve yourself to be able to date the exact same type of women? Is that okay?
It's like people would put you down until they realize that you're that guy, and then they would be okay.
Yeah, but only if you are that guy. The truth is, the fact that you had to think about it and say, well, how could I improve myself to the point of becoming something like that? That in and of itself makes massive waves. Got it? So what happens is, if somebody is like a rich kid, they are allowed to go crush it. But if somebody is a brokey, they are not allowed to go crush it. And people, what do people do if they see you studying wealth building? What's that? They make fun of you. What else?
They say bullshit.
What's that?
They doubt you.
Yeah. Okay, there's all sorts of bullshit that comes up, okay? I want you to understand. Your brain will block you from getting the actual information that will change your life. Is that registering? So do you guys understand how hard it is to do a speech like this, knowing that whatever I tell you that will change your life, you will actively block it out? That's a hard speech to give, okay? I bet if I were to ask you guys to come up here and summarize the talk, you'd have a hard time doing it. You could summarize all day some stupid ass piece of brain rot, skippity toilet shit, but you can't, but your brain won't allow you to summarize this. Do you guys understand what skibbity toilet is and what brain rot is? Yeah. And what weed is? Why do you feel good when you watch skibbity toilet and smoke weed? What specifically makes you feel good? Nope.
Lack of responsibility.
It is that your brain rewards you for watching something that will waste your time so that you don't raise in status. That's the $1 million epiphany. Weed only feels good because it will stop you from raising in status, which keeps you safe. Brain rot will stop you from raising in status, which keeps you safe. Gossiping and complaining will stop you from raising in status, which keeps you safe. Notice that as soon as you pick up Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged, which is way more interesting than brain rot, you will zone out, rapidly zone out.
What is that?
Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, you will zone out, but very entertaining, more entertaining than brain rot. But if you look at brain rot, you'll lock in and you can look at it for hours. Your brain will make you sit there looking at brain rot for hours because it will lock you at a lower hierarchy. So in order to break, so you have to understand, there's multi-million-dollar business ideas right in front of you all the time. But you're not able to perceptually absorb that because your brain is afraid that you'll raise in the hierarchy. So that is why you have to get around high-level people to get around that paradigm actively. You've got to actively get around that paradigm all the time, continually and actively. You become who you hang out with. It's energetic. It's an energetic transfusion. Look, if you guys come to one of my trainings, okay? I've got different trainings that I do. One of the trainings I do is like one-time event, which is amazing. It's fucking amazing. Another one of the trainings I do is for a whole year where guys come once a quarter and then they, on all these events, the one-night one, they come for free for all the one-night ones. If you come to one of those ones where the guys come for the year, who here is at my ones where you're there for the year? Eddie is? Anybody else in this room? You're signed up for it, but you haven't been. You're signed up, but you haven't been. Eddie's been. Eddie, how would you describe the progression that you see people at the start of the year of that versus the end income-wise? How would you describe it? And yell it very loud.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. There's like some people that, like even founders that like start from the beginning of the year and after like a few months, after even like one training, they become like so charismatic. They're able to speak a lot better that when they go out fundraising and talk to these rich people to, you know, invest in their company, they can raise like what, $5-10 million extra just from that one freaking event.
More than that, by the way, more than 5 or 10 mil. Keep going.
Yeah, so you know they will teach you these ways to where you actually can speak and actually connect with these people, and they will raise your vibes where you're coming up with these $1 million ideas, and you can talk to women, talk to girls, talk to these high-level girls, high-level guys, these billionaires. Like it's not even just me. There's like 5, 10, maybe like 12 people that I've seen just completely go to a different level, and I haven't even been going that long, maybe like 8-9 months. And even like I'm seeing like some people that just go to these free tours and they're just level up after a day. So
if you think about it, too, do you remember when I did an income audit on our group that had been there for a year? Do you remember when we did the income audit?
Yeah.
Were you surprised about how high that income audit was? Do you remember?
Yeah. A lot of them are like even 6 figures. There's like a lot of 7-figure people too. And yeah, I can tell they're like completely different after that one weekend.
Yeah.
Even their ideas are like, oh shit, this idea I can make like figures easily.
Yeah, guys started get good after a weekend. Guys that come for a year, they wind up having complete transformations because they're held to those standards and they're in those environments. I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee what someone's gonna do, by the way. I'm not guaranteeing anything. But what I'm saying is they are held to a very high standard. They are around a different kind of psychology for an extended period of time, and it becomes frictionless to succeed. And you'd actually have friction to fail. Because what happens if you go to a training, you come back 3 months later, and you're the same? What kind of social pressure are you getting now? What's the social pressure? How do your friends look at you if you're not fucking winning?
Be better.
You look like a moron. So the social, also, what's the vibe like in the peer group? So what do you guys think my job is as a coach if I'm coaching you for a year? What's my job?
Make sure we grow.
Okay, so when you guys went out and we did the social training last night, what did you notice about the group holding a higher standard?
Momentum.
What's that?
Momentum.
What was the momentum like for you guys that went out last night in that group?
Constantly approach good.
Describe it more.
Just Talking to everybody.
How easy is it to go and do things that might scare you when everybody's doing it? How do you describe that?
Way easier. You get out of your head easily. You look at people that do the same thing. You want to do it. You feel bad if you're not doing it. So you get out there more.
Amazing. How would you describe it?
Connecting with way more people, just like higher connection, higher interactions with people at like higher quantity.
Amazing. How would you describe it?
You just put yourself out there and just trust what you gotta say, and it just comes out.
Amazing. How would you describe it?
I would say when everyone's acting at the same frequency, you're almost forced subconsciously to move within the same group, and it helps a lot.
That's it. How do you describe it?
It's just a symbiotic vibe with everybody, you know? Everybody's just trying to help each other, and it just creates a good momentum with the group.
Yeah. How do you describe it?
Well, it just validates that their fear is really not as scary as you might think.
100%. At the corner back there. Corner. Wake up. How do you describe it?
I think that being out there in a group really helps with bringing people together and just really bringing that energy up.
Yeah, did you guys find it not very scary to do what we did last night because everybody's doing it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the major thing that you're seeing, right? So what happens is at a lower level, everybody around you is operating at a lower standard, and then the job of the teacher is to raise the standard and have a rock solid frame and to be deeply grounded in the vibe that they're in, and then to pull everybody up to that vibe, okay? So like I could bring out a complete chump to a bar club, and I'll tell you a funny, I'll give you a funny example, okay? I had a guy who was ultra rich, okay? And so he said to me, hey, Owen, let's go hang out tonight. So I said, okay, fuck it. This guy's crazy famous, crazy rich. I'll get him to do some trainings with me. So I bring him out. He's never been out before. I bring him out and we fucking clean house, okay? This guy's a total nerd, ugly, short, loser, but rich. Clean fucking house. I didn't teach him any techniques. I didn't teach him any tactics. I didn't teach him any tricks. At the end of it, he said, I don't think I need to do the training. I never knew how easy this was. You just go say hi and it works. There's nothing more to learn. Why? Then later he failed. But the thing is, why was it that it became so easy for him just if we go out together? Because my job as a teacher is to put that energy into you, get you to make it easy, and then in a way of looking at it very arrogantly, it's like the ethereal energy of heaven instead of the ethereal energy of hell. If you see a homeless person, flat broke, taking drugs, low gratitude, victim complaining, looping, and schizophrenic versus somebody who's present, happy, abundant, prosperous, rich, things are easy, solution-oriented, expansive, ascending, you're gonna get infected by the bad or ascended by the good. Okay? So that's, in effect, that is what you're trying to do, okay? That is, in effect, what you're doing. So when you guys are on this trading, okay? About half this room was on the trading last night. You guys need to understand that is, okay, because we're about to go a lot deeper, okay? We're going to go way deeper today. But what you got to understand is the main purpose of why we're doing this is to get you into an environment where you are forced to succeed, okay? You've got to be forced to succeed. Okay? Now, where this happens, okay, is that you start getting around better people, you network with better people, and you get better mentors. This is how most people will pull themselves out of fucking poverty. This is how most people, the path they'll take. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of mentor groups. It's a lot of, okay, say the word reading. Mentors. Masterminds. Declarations. So declaration is to put pressure on yourself to actually step up. So, and say new identity. Okay, the number one driving force in your psychology is to be consistent to what you tell everyone you are. If you tell everyone you're a certain way, you're gonna wanna be consistent to it, right? So if you tell yourself, look, I'm a very successful guy, I crush it, you're gonna wanna be consistent in that. So these are pressure levers that you're putting on yourself to alchemize transformation. That's how it works. Okay? Then you start getting around better people, and because you're around better people, now you're solid, right? You guys met Marcel Klein, you guys met Michael Sartain, you're gonna see Michael Moore, okay? Not Michael Moore, the documentary, you're gonna see Michael Moore today. So the point being is that if my peer group is guys like Michael and Marcel, and that's who I hang out with to just grab tender greens in the day, what does that do to my psyche? And the fact that all of us have people at way higher levels than even we're at. What do you think that does to our psyche?
Push you further.
It pushes us to the craziest levels you've ever seen. But here's the main thing. I can get you from about here to here as a student, okay? But to get you from here to here, you have to lead. You have to lead. When Marcel learned how to do what he did, yeah, he came with me for a year. But then he actually led the group. Why is it that you need to lead in order to have the full transformation? Because I've been knowing Marcel since he's 19. So Marcel came on my trainings for a year. Look at his life now. What is it about leading that made the difference for him? Why was leading so important?
People look up to him.
People look up to him, but also, look, if every single weekend I'm in front of crowds like this, leading a group, what does that do for my capacity to be a leader?
Then it makes you have that expectation of yourself.
Yeah, but it's also training me how to be a leader. It's training me how to carry the energy, how to project my voice, how to engage, how to entertain, how to give advice. It's training me to do that. Got it? So I'm able to do what I do because of training. So why is it that most of you are not good at F1 racing?
Because we didn't train.
Because you were never given the privilege of having an F1 car to go drive. Why are none of you good at flying an F-18 or an F-35?
Because we don't have one.
You were never given the privilege to fly one. How come none of you are good at polo?
Never played it.
It's too expensive, right? To have the horse, the polo thing, right? So why are none of you guys probably at the highest level you could be at leading?
Never done it.
Because you don't get given crowds. The only place that you get given a crowd is like Toastmasters or open mic comedy. So if you're not given the chance to be in front of a group, and if you're not given the chance to lead, you're never gonna be a great leader. The thing is, people don't wanna give randos the chance to lead. What I do here, when I work with somebody for a long time, is over time, I get them involved in leading. So I might get them leading for 1 minute, maybe 5 minutes. If they can get that down, maybe half an hour. If they get that down, then more. That down, then more. That down, then more. That down, then more. Now, this is not LA, okay? So I have only, this is San Diego. I've got just a few of you guys here, okay, that have taken long-term trainings with me. But if we were in LA, where like so many people that I've trained with are at, and this was a room of a couple hundred people, and I would just go around the room saying, who here trained me for a year, talk and share ideas, what you would see is all these people would stand up that can public speak the way I public speak, that can sell the way that I sell, that can carry an audience the way that I carry an audience, because they've been put in a position to lead. That is why you can't just train, you also have to help others. You have to actually lead, okay? So when I train somebody over a year, it is not a training, it is a mastermind, because it's other people that are there for an extended period of time, and it's a brotherhood, okay? Alex, who you guys saw, who here worked with Alex last night? Alex is on that training. How good was Alex as a coach?
Amazing.
Amazing. What else? Who would describe Alex's coaching last night? Put your hand up and describe it if you work with him.
Powerful, precise.
Powerful, precise. I heard amazing. What else?
Helpful.
Helpful. How would you guys describe Zach's coaching last night? If you coach with Zach, yell it out.
Energetic.
Energetic. If I bring Zach up right here, can he do what I do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen him do it? Has he been up here at all this weekend for a minute or two?
In Phoenix.
Yes.
You saw him in Phoenix. Okay. Is Zach in the back? Is he here? Okay, so if I bring up, Zach's a 22-year-old kid, trained with me for a couple months, and he can come up here, he could run the rest of the whole damn seminar at the caliber that I can. What is the public speaking skill set that I have worth, would you say? It's about a $250 million skill set. So if I bring Zach up here, like some kid, 21, and could you share a little bit about what it was like to come and train for a year, just for a sec?
Well, guys, I was a virgin beforehand. No, I'm kidding. It's a very night and day transformation, especially in your communication, your ability to meet people. One of the main things, I'm sure a lot of you came into the community because of the dating stuff, and you want to get more girls. What you'll notice when you spend maybe a boot camp or a boot camp and a half is that you're barely scratching the surface with the girl stuff. It goes so much deeper. And then, like, I was sitting outside on my phone, and I just got called into stage. And so you can kind of see like a visual representation, like who could possibly do this? Like what schmuck could you pull out of your ass and get him on stage to be able to run the room like this?
Who's 21? He now is 22, but he's 21 when I met him.
I was 19 when you met me.
Well, that's when you came to a free tour, but I'm saying when you came on the train.
And by the way, I got tons of value from the free tours. And then when I did the training, it was like that times 100. And when I did the free tours, by the way, that's when I became successful in my business. And so I was able to afford the trainings.
Yeah, but what we created is a brotherhood. Like, what did we do last summer?
Yeah, we went on a trip.
How long?
Road trip for two months.
Drove the country together, right? Alex just slept on my couch for a month. Because he's from Greece. Yeah, any questions for Zach?
What was your business?
Social media management. Yeah. Yeah, guys, social media is such an untapped market even nowadays. And the stuff that we teach will put you in a position where you can hop on social media and you can fill rooms like this, or you could sell a product, you could sell a digital product, you could sell a physical, you could do anything. But it allows you, the stuff that we teach allows you to get an infinite amount of free leads. And there's no other way to do that apart from this. This is the only way you could possibly do that.
Yeah, so guys, we've got to say here real quick. If a 21-year-old kid by age 22 can come for a couple months, can comfortably walk up in front of a crowd and lead, how much money is that going to make him over the course of his life? You see that? Okay? But what I'm saying is, like, why would I let Alex crash on my couch for a month?
You see potential.
Because we're friends. Why did I take a road trip with Zach? Because we're friends, right? So if you join a mastermind, the goal is not to come in there like, oh, what could I take? And Owen's the guru, so I'm going to learn a lot from the guru. The goal, part of a mastermind, is like, what's it like? Just going to hang out with Marcel, like in a mega mansion. Is that fun?
It's fun.
Right. So if he gets invited to Marcel's mansion, why does he get invited there? Because you're friends. Okay. So how does he make friends with me or friends with Marcel? Is it just joining a mastermind? You just pay the money and we're now your whore? We're now a prostitute? How do you make friends with us? It ain't hard, dude. I'm an easy guy to make friends with. How do you do it? What's that? Be happy all the time. Add to it when you can. And just ask yourself, like JFK said, ask not what your country can do for you, but for what you could do for your country, whatever the quote was, right? So you just add value. You make friends with other people there. So probably most of Zach's friends at this point are from the mastermind because it's people that are stepping up, not people that are stuck in that lower level psychology. And it's usually gonna be your parents and your other friends. Like what is the friendships like in our group compared to like your regular friends or parents or stuff like that?
I've never had like true friendships until I joined RSD actually. Like truly, a lot of you guys probably have never had a true friendship. Truly. Right. All of your friends are probably just low-level addicts, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, stuck in their 9 to 5, unable to see past the limiting beliefs that society has imposed on them. And then you step out of that, you come to groups like this, you join the mastermind, you kind of get to hop on stage. All of a sudden, the discussion topics are, how do I get better at speaking? How do I become better at sales? How can I make more money in my business? How can I find higher quality girls? How can I get higher quality girls to want to spend more time around me? How can I throw the highest quality events to get tons and tons of high quality people around me? And when the conversation topic shifts, not only does your mindset shift, not only is your core being changed, you're also just living a much better life. And it doesn't happen because you got the magic pill. You're just shifting your baseline.
You know, would you guys imagine that if Zach takes training with me and he doesn't come up here and help run events, could he get to this level? So what has to happen for him to get to the level he's at? And by the way, I've had him run several hours of free events before, and he crushes it. Reviews just as high as mine. Why do you think that? Why is it that he has to do this to get to the highest level?
Practice.
He has to get hours in leading. You see what I'm saying? So let's review that here. Have a seat. Give a hand to Zach, guys. That was sick. So what has to happen is this. Here's the way that this works, okay? You have a vision that you want to get out of the derp syrup. Then what you do is you say, okay, I've got to examine my vibe, my energy, and see where my focus is. The best way to do it is look at your search history on the internet. Bunch of brain rot, or is it MIT lectures? Not literally, but you know my point, right? Like things that would advance you. Then that shows you where you resonate. Then what you do is say, okay, I'll join some masterminds, I'll take some courses, I'll get around people, but I don't go there being a toxic little shit like the $50, your life's definitely about to change, where you just alienate the teachers, alienate the people there, don't build relationships, that does nothing. You go there saying, no, I'm gonna add to it. You almost act like the 50K guy, but you just don't skip the trainings and you take it serious, okay? But you come in with a really good vibe. Befriend the teacher, befriend the other people there, befriend the camera team, befriend the teachers, befriend the people in the environment, and then start getting invited to even the behind the scenes stuff. You know, become friends with them. Become friends with the other people there, and then start masterminding, and then you start raising your standard. Then what you do is you try to lead. You actually get involved and actually take a bit of a leadership role and make friends with people and start raising the standards. All the while, ideally, you're learning how to make cash. By the way, Alex, come up here and share a bit what it was like to take the Ford tradings and what it was like to be involved in this longer term. So you wind up doing that, okay? And Alex already had his own successful business even coming into this. But what's it been like just being around it?
All right, let's see.
Loud, brother.
It was a crazy experience. Where do I begin? My goal and my kind of objective with this was to start changing the way I operate and the way I think. And I knew I had to put myself in the right environment to do that. That's not an easy thing if you're doing it on your own. Once you start changing your environment, once you put yourself amongst the right people, it becomes so easy. It's fucking crazy.
Also,
it's
by the
insane.
way, Alex, you did it basically alone for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And having done it alone and seeing how far you got compared to being around our group, do you wish that you would have done it sooner? And how different is it being part of a group?
So it's a complete paradigm shift. It's just, there's no comparison. It's as you're doing it alone, and as you're thinking you're gonna actually do it, you cannot understand what the difference in paradigm and in understanding is between that and having the right people around you. It's just a complete no-brainer. It's a different way of operation. Does that make sense? Yeah. You guys hear how I'm speaking right now? Do you guys kind of like, are you getting a sense for my energy right now? Yeah. I didn't have that 3 months ago. Even though I knew it was in me, there was no way for it to get out. Does that make sense?
I'd also say that Alex is a highly talented guy, but and he'll be the first one to tell you this, by the way. So I'm not clowning him or like sunning him or anything like that. He wasted decades not doing this sooner. Like Alex, you being at 40 now, imagine if you could have learned this at Zach's age and not burned down decades.
Yeah. Because Zach is very close to us. He's a guy that I spend time with every day, and I see the difference, right? If I had done this at his age, there would be a huge difference right now. But at the same time, it's okay, because right now is, it's the time to do it. What's the best way to put it?
The best way to put it is the best time to do it was 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. That's perfect. Perfectly put. So it doesn't matter what has led you to where you're right now, what has led you in this room. If you're here, it's time to take advantage of this idea and opportunity.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, so and thank you. Give me a hand, guys. That was cool. So, yeah, he's completely changed his life. So, you're good. You're good. So, okay, so look, here's the best way I put it to you, okay? The place that you are, let me show you where you are now, and let me show you where I'm trying to take you. Where you are now, most likely, okay, here's where I'm at, okay? I just took off 5 years to go travel nature. I barely worked more than a month or two for half a decade. I took my kids to every museum, aquarium, zoo. My kids have been on the Midway. My kids have been on the Midway multiple times, right? Every, aerospace place. My kids have been to every single national park in the country except a couple in, Arkansas. My kids have been on private planes in Alaska, helicopter rides in rainforests in Hawaii. Okay, I've been able to spend that time with my kids. What would it be like to actually raise your kids like that?
Amazing.
It's amazing, dude. Okay? I've been able to do the best parties in all of LA. Literally, best parties in LA. Most incredible women, best parties, celebrities, rich people coming over to hang out. Every single famous person I want to hang out with, I've hung out with. I own millions in watches and jewelry and clothes. I've eaten in every best restaurant I want. I've dated the most insanely attractive women that I ever could have imagined. Okay? People will say, you can't look at porn. You can't look at porn. Oh, it'll, raise your dopamine. I'm like, how about if your life is like that and you're actually having sex? Okay? I've had amazing girlfriends, incredible relationships, great kids, great family, haven't been sick in 15 years, love what I do, have a lot of fun doing what I do, and do whatever I want. I do literally any fun thing that I want. And so, but also it's the state of mind that I'm in which is 100% happy, enjoy my life, and passionate. That's where I'm trying to take you, okay? I am, by the way, am I one of those teachers where I just focus on my brand, or am I teaching all the time when I'm actively working?
Teaching.
When I am not taking off 5 years, but for my whole career, I'm teaching all the time because I want to be the best. So I've got a big ego. But my ego, where do you guys think my ego is bigger? My results or Alex and Zach's results? Or Eddie's results? Or Marcel's results? Or Michael's results? You see where I'm going with this, right? Do you guys know how many of the major long-form teachers, it's not just Michael Sartain, it's not just Marcel, do you guys understand how many of the major long-form teachers I taught?
All of them?
Not all of them, that is impossible. But if you look at like top in like literally top of the top of the top in business, top of the top in spiritual growth, top of the top in politics, in dance, in ASMR, in fitness, like so many people came through our trainings. It is crazy the list of people that have been through our trainings. It is insane. The people that we've written speeches for, famous ones, some of the richest people in the world, people that don't do social media but are mega rich, mega billionaires. Pull me out back later and ask me the list, and I'll show you all the threads. It's crazy, okay? Why do you guys think that what we teach is so profoundly impactful? Any guesses?
Nobody else is teaching it?
I'd say not at this level. What else?
Results?
Results? What else?
No BS.
No BS? That's true. What I'd also say it is that when you learn to communicate at this level, what does it do to your brain? It opens up your brain. So now you're in a place where success with women dating, easy. Very easy. Too easy, to the point where you're like, how do I have less sex? Then you're at the point where your mind is opening up to more possibility, and you're at the point where you can communicate the vision effectively, and I teach you sales and marketing. We're gonna go over sales and marketing extensively. So what I would tell you is that while this is available, okay, so me and Marcel, our focus this year is doing stadiums in about the next 18 months. Okay, so I basically didn't work for 5 years, had fun, didn't do shit, and I said, fuck it, we want to do stadiums. So for those who, I forgot, some of you guys are new, I actually forgot that. Do you guys know what happened to Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
Okay, I was the first guy that happened to. I was the prototype for that. So I knew that would have wound up being me. I used to average about 1 million views a video on long form content. I used to do basically 2,000 person crowds regularly. You guys probably tell the kind of energy I have. It's not built just for a crowd like this, right? It's built for mega crowds. So that's been my whole career. I took 5 years off, let the climate cool off, let all that PC shit cool off, got Trump in, then participated in actually helping the speechwriters for him to get him in, all that. Then what happened was we're coming back now, okay? Very rapidly, I doubled the size of my San Diego audience, talking my phone for 8 weeks. So we are coming back and we're doing cold traffic. We are not gonna be doing free tours in the future, and we are definitely not gonna be doing like sleep on my couch and fucking do a road trip with me in the future. That's not gonna happen, okay? So while I'm bouncing back in this and I'm focused on masterminds, why do you guys think I'm doing the mastermind? I'm doing it to create leaders so that we have people that can move forward with us and help us. Maybe they want to get paid to do it. Maybe they want to, and I'm not guaranteeing that at all, or maybe they want to do it for free but be involved in the awakening of human consciousness. They actually want to be involved in it. So you guys, for any of you that are on the one-day training today, we are going to go really fucking deep. I'm going to show you public speaking. I'm going to show you sales. I'm going to show you everything, okay? We're going to see all this shit. It's going to be sick. Also, the digitals that you guys are getting in that training are beyond, if you've never seen it, are going to explode your brain, okay? It's fucking crazy, okay? Costing me a couple million to produce those. Fucking insane. I put a decade on one of them. The other one, Blueprint Decoded, I put 5 years on. Blueprint Reloaded, I put 4 years on. Hot Seat at Home, I put 9 years on. So this is literally like decades of work on these things. Like, they are fucking nuts, okay? So what I need you to think about while Michael's talking is I need you to think about whatever it is you're gonna sell, okay? Whatever it is that you're gonna sell. I need you to think about that, okay? Think about that. Go over in your brain. Be serious about it, because when I bring you up, I'm gonna show you how to pitch it. Got it, guys? Would that make you a lot of money if you knew how to pitch the way you see me doing here?
Yes, sir.
Think it would?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, have you ever seen an easier cash flow business than what I'm showing you here? Think about it. Can you name me an easier and more reliable cash flow business than what I'm showing you here? Name me one. A shitcoin? How did I get about 40% of this room is new. How did I get you to come here? What did I do? For all the new people from IG, what did I do?
Added value.
Watch this. Give me a topic. Give me a topic.
Subconscious.
Okay. What about the subconscious specifically?
Like how it affects our ability to be successful.
Okay. Is your brain your greatest enemy? You think that everybody else is fucking you over. You're fucking yourself over. Here's what I mean. Human beings are naturally hierarchical. So if you believe that you're low in the hierarchy, then what's going to wind up happening is you are going to block out information that could raise you in the hierarchy. Likewise, if you actually have opportunities, your brain's going to block that out as well. So while you're mad at the government and the New World Order and the different cultural shifts and all your friends that are assholes, what did Jesus say? Don't judge the chip in your brother's eye when you have a plank in your own eye, you hypocrite. What does that mean? That means that you are your own greatest bottleneck. You are your own worst enemy. I promise you, you are. I would urge you to not even think about whatever other people bothered you until you sort out what's going on in between your ears. This means a lot of deep, deep work, and you've got to get started. Want to change your life? Change your own perceived sense of status. When you're higher status, you're more likely to allow yourself to absorb the information, get around the people, and take the kind of actions that would actually put you into an upward spiral. But like Jesus said, don't judge the chip in your brother's eye, so you remove the plank in your own eye, you hypocrite. Make a commitment to solving what's in between your own ears. Okay, so that's what I did. I can post that, right? So I'm now gonna get a self-help audience from that. Easy peasy, right? So if I do that 3 to 6 times a day, I get what's called a client list. Why do I get a client list? Because Instagram seeks out these people. So if you can get good, like we're going to show you today, at public speaking, and then if you can, so here's the pattern. Repeat this after me. 1, public speaking. 2, post reels of yourself public speaking. Yeah, and all that I mean by that is just talking in the phone. That's the public speaking. Okay, it doesn't have to be an audience. Then from there, build a client list. Then from there, create an offer. So like a compelling offer, right? And then from there, learn how to convert sales. That simple system can get anyone to 10K a month. I can't guarantee this, but I cannot guarantee this, but that could get anybody to fucking 10K a month. That's why I say I could run a training at a loss, show you the model of it, get you to do it, and then you come back and you wind up giving me a couple $100,000. That's my business model, by the way. It's so stupid easy that I can show you. I can't guarantee anything. But what I'm trying to do and aspiring to do, and often successfully do, is I just get guys taking action. That's why they do. So when you guys saw Eddie making $2.8 million, you're like, is that real? Like, is that like a plant? Like, how do you do that? He did it selling insurance, guys. Right? What is social media? It's your fucking storefront. So that's the business model. Well, how do I teach it? Well, how do you get good at public speaking? Go talk to girls. Talking to girls gets you amazing at public speaking. That's why everyone who talks to girls gets good at public speaking. That was why back in the day I could create new RC instructors as a joke. They would just get good with girls, get them in front of audiences. Then what you do is you just build an offer on top of that, and I'm going to teach you that today. And then you learn how to convert sales, which I'm going to teach you today. But you want to know the truth? What do you think the best part of this event is for you guys? It's actually watching me convert sales. What's the most important thing you'd get out of this event?
Seeing conversion.
Seeing a conversion, right? I've done over 100 million in sales. Does it make a bit more sense now why that happened?
Yes.
100 million sounds like a lot until you realize that I'll pull at least 100K out of each of these little free tours, right? If I pull 100K out of each free tour, just do the math on that over 20 years, why you can make over 100 mil, plus I did digital products, plus I had other instructors. So you see what's going on there? You see how that's happening? If I do 100K per free tour, and I do 25K free tours per year, how much do I make just from that? 2.5 mil. Now, if I do a digital course, what do you guys think I make in digital per year?
$1 million.
A couple million. So say you're doing like 3 million in digital. Okay. Then what if you do recurring billing? A cheap thing. More money. Then what if you do some high ticket stuff as well? More money. Then what if you have a phone sales team? More money. Do you guys see how you wind up doing 10 million a year easy? From what? This shit? But you can't be rich? But do you see how your brain won't let you see it? Do you see how your brain won't let you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Your brain doesn't let you see it. So now, your brain's like, wait, no, I'm gonna go home, smoke weed, look at brain rot, complain with my friends, and yet, really, imagine if you put complete and total focus into the business model. Again, I can't guarantee your results. I guarantee nothing. But, okay, it's illegal to make a guarantee. I don't guarantee you shit. But what I'm saying is, if you did, what might happen? If you put a 10 out of 10 focus on that, what could happen?
Amazing results.
Michael, how many millions have you made by that model?
A year?
Yeah.
Probably 70 a year for the last 5 years.
You guys see that? Marcel did the same thing too. What did he make? What are they doing? Same shit. But yet you sit there looking at fucking brain rot. Could Zach do that same model super easy?
Yeah.
He's been doing it. Eddie did it. Eddie, I thought would be my hardest case student I've ever had. When he took it for the year, I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can fix him. I told him, I don't know, because he was so hard up. And yet he got a great result. So that's what I'm getting at with you guys. Okay, so understand the model. What I'm trying to show you is go talk to a bunch of girls. What's that do? Gets you better with women. Now you got a great sex life. Now you feel, here's the key to the whole thing. Now you feel higher in the hierarchy. Because you feel higher in the hierarchy, you get winner effect. Ideally later you learn to stabilize that winner effect without needing sex. But the point is at first it gives you, it's an easy hack to hack your brain, just having a ton of sex. Okay, you hack your brain. Okay? Imagine that you went out and you met like 3 amazing women this week. What would happen? And by meet, you know what I mean. What would happen? What happens to your fucking brain? Yeah, it boosts your winner effect because you don't feel like you're sucked down. Then you start public speaking better. Then you can do improvisational public speaking because your brain levels up. Then you start making more money. Then you go out and you're like, fuck man, I'm fucking winning. That's the kind of winning I'm talking about here. That's what I teach. It's a full spectrum. We look at spirituality, we look at money making, we look at marketing, we look at public speaking, we look at social skills, we look at dating. And we hit all that from every angle. That's what I'm actually passionate about. All this other stuff of like, you know, a guy got laid, whatever, cool, whatever. It's like a stimulus, Then you kind of just feel like post-nut clarity, right? It's not worth it. But this becomes worth it when you get that full spectrum change, okay?